Have you ever had a door slammed in your face and then realized it was the best thing that could have happened? Today, we're going to talk in depth about how to turn rejection around. It was based on the work of the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. Picture a world where every note doesn't hold you back, but instead moves you forward. Turning down a word that hurts, you can help you reach greatness. Not to trick fate, but to understand that the universe's no is sometimes a hidden yes to something bigger. So do you feel like you're being ignored, overlooked, or undervalued? Now is the time to change the story. In this video, we'll break down 13 important lessons that will help you use the power of being turned down. We're not just talking about ideas. You can use these strategies in your everyday life because they are useful and real. Let's make sure that as many people as possible hear this wisdom before we start. Press the like button and turn on the notification bell. It lets YouTube know that you like what we're posting. Let's begin this journey that will change our lives together. Are you ready to turn your biggest losses into your biggest wins? 1. Ignore them as well. Number 1. Ignore them as well. When people don't care about you in real life, do not back down. Get above it. It's not petty to ignore people who ignore you. It says a lot about how much you value yourself. Think about this. Someone doesn't want to spend time with you. It's not your loss, but theirs. You're telling me I'm worth more by not engaging? It's the same as looking them in the mirror and showing them that your behavior doesn't change you. The question is how to do this without becoming angry. Just think about your life, your goals, and being happy. Get involved in things that make you happy. Be it reading about sports, getting better at something, or just having fun with people who care about you. It's not about getting back at someone. It's about getting your energy back and putting it to good use. It hurts when someone doesn't pay attention to us, but we shouldn't dwell on that pain. Use it to help your business grow. They won't care about you if you build a wall of self-respect around you. You're not just getting by. They're turning down. You're doing great anyway. This behavior doesn't just show that you're emotionally grown up. It shows how strong you are inside. Remember that the fact that someone can't see your worth doesn't make you less valuable. Be true to who you are and let your actions speak louder than words. 2. Don't show your feelings. Number 2. Don't show your feelings. It can hurt to be turned down, which can make you want to act out and let your emotions run wild. But there is a secret weapon that Stoics use. They stay calm sometimes when someone brushes you off. You might want to let your anger or sadness take over. Stoicism is a philosophy that is just as useful now as it was in ancient Greece. It gives us a different way to live. It means giving a calm, well-thought-out answer. This isn't about hiding how you feel. It's about not letting them control you. When they don't pay attention to you, don't get angry or look for approval. Instead, take a step back. Ask yourself, what's wrong with this? We often feel the most hurt when we're not rejected, not when we are rejected. At this point, we need to get real. People are ignoring you. Take deep breaths. Think about why this moment doesn't define you. Just for a moment. Stoicism tells us to pay attention to what we do and how we react, not what other people do. Be polite, then be nice. If you want to reach out, do so out of genuine concern, not expectation. Being passive isn't the point of this approach. It's about taking charge of your feelings, that you know your worth isn't based on other people's approval. How you react gives you power, not how other people treat you. That changes everything. It's not easy to adopt this way of thinking, but it changes everything. When you can stay calm, when someone turns you down, there's more going on than just a tough situation. You are changing. You're learning that your inner peace doesn't depend on what other people think of you. You learn to value yourself on your own as you work on building your self-confidence. You really show how strong and tough you are by doing this. Also, guess what? That is really attractive. People are drawn to confident people, people who don't give up at the first sign of boredom. You're not just coping when you stay calm. You're doing great. You're changing into someone who can handle being turned down and use it as a chance to grow. That's the way of the Stoic. 3. Get them out of your mind. Number 3. Get them out of your mind. Developing the skill of detachment can be very helpful when you're being turned down. You shouldn't try to forget or act like the rejection didn't hurt. It's about turning that experience into something that changes things. Recognize that you were turned down and feel how it affects you. But don't let it hold you back like a skilled sailor in rough seas. Do not let the waves flip over your boat. Instead, use them to move you forward. A change in perspective is needed to transform rejection. Think of rejection not as a problem that you can't get past, but as a sign that points you in a new direction. Do things that make you feel good and help you see new things. Start reading a book that makes you think. Join a sport that pushes you, or help out with a community project that will give you a new view. These are not just things to look at. You can use them to learn more about yourself and grow as you go through new things. They shape you and make you stronger and more flexible. Also, build a circle of good vibes. Spend time with people who make you feel good and give you ideas. Talk about your goals and listen to what they have to say. These kinds of interactions make a space where everyone can grow. Remember that being turned down doesn't mean you're not good enough. It's a call to find yourself again and start over as you go through this journey. You'll see that what seemed like a painful rejection was really a sign to go in a different direction. 4. Show what you're worth. Number 4. Show what you're worth. It hurts to be turned down, but it shows how strong you are. Instead of giving up, see it as a chance to show how tough you are. The next time you get sidestepped in a meeting or passed over for a promotion, take a deep breath. Avoid making a storm of self-pity or anger. Instead, use that energy to do something good. Take on a project that shows off your skills or offer to lead a new project. Other people's mistakes don't make you less valuable. It's a chance to shine even brighter, even though there is a chance of being fired. Remember the old proverb? When one door closes, another opens. That's not just talk for no reason. It's a plan for what to do. Rejection doesn't mean you're not worth anything. It's a change of direction to where you're more needed. You might be being pushed toward something that fits your skills and interests better. If you don't get the part you wanted, use this as a reason to look again and get back on track. What do you do best? How can you change things to make the most of them? It has to do with writing your own success story, where every setback is a chance to make things right. This isn't about putting on a smile when you're sad. It's about being open to all of your feelings and then moving on with grace. Stoicism tells us to think about the things we can control, like how we act and react when we are turned down. Show empathy for other people and for yourself. That coworker who forgot about you might be dealing with their own insecurity. Don't see understanding as a sign of weakness. See it as proof of your strength. Learn from these things. Think about them. Find out then. Like a phoenix. Get up from the ashes of being turned down stronger and smarter than before. So being turned down isn't the end of your story. It's a plot twist that forces you to become the most honest and strong version of yourself. It's true. Face the wisdom of old age and the vitality of youth. Head on and watch as it goes from being your biggest fear to being your best friend in personal growth and success. 5. Stop talking to them. Number 5. Stop talking to them. Silence is more than just not hearing anything. It can really help you when you're feeling down, especially when you've been turned down. Think about being ignored or turned down. Your gut might tell you to fix it. Reach out and close that gap. But this is where you change things. Accept silence. It's not about having fun. It's about getting your power back. When you don't act not to send or receive too many messages or calls, you are moving backwards. This break isn't just for them. It's time for you to level off. Remember that your worth isn't based on what other people think of you. Let's find out more. This silence doesn't mean nothing. It's active and planned. Waiting is not what you do. Your thinking and getting better lies not in changing their minds, but in changing how you see yourself. Not only will your journey to self-improvement surprise others, it will also change the way you think about what you can do. It's not enough to just show them they're wrong. You have to change your idea of what is right. The biggest victory on this journey is realizing that the only approval that matters is the one you give yourself. 7. Have fun outside. Number 7, have fun outside. The most beautiful parts of life shine through when we leave our comfort zones. Being joyful is more than just having fun. It's a smart move to make things more resilient when someone turns you down. The normal response is to pull away and stew in how bad the experience was. But wait, there's more. Defeat that urge by choosing to look for happiness. This isn't about ignoring how you feel. It's about giving them a new place to play. Whether that's a new hobby or a return to an old favorite. The act itself is a statement of defiance against the weight of being turned down. People need to connect with each other, and having shared experiences is very powerful. Remember how valuable your tribe is as you learn how to deal with rejection. Get your friends together for a hike. Take part in a group art project or just eat together. These times of connecting with others do more than just make you feel better. They remind you of your place in the web of human relationships. It's easy to forget that you are more than the sum of your problems when you laugh or tell a story. You are a part of a bigger story that thrives on connection and strength in numbers. The real magic takes place here. Take a step into the unknown. It can feel like a door is closed when you're turned down, but in reality, it opens many more. Try a type of food you've never had before. Go to a neighborhood you haven't been to before. Or go to a workshop on something you don't know much about. These things aren't just distractions, they're chances to get better. Every new experience gives you more depth as a person, making you more flexible, understanding, and ready to handle life surprises. Don't forget that the goal is to grow from the rejection, not to forget about it. Now is the time to get back to your life, your goals, and your passions. You can think of it as a reset button that makes you strong and clear. This time of not talking to each other is not mean or cold. It's a line you draw to protect your mental health. It means I value myself too much to beg or chase. This way of thinking isn't just stoic. It gives you power. It ultimately says a lot about your confidence and sense of self-worth. Please think about the message you're sending in silence. In a world where people expect answers right away, your silence can be interesting or even attractive. Having a lot of interests in things that are important to you shows that you're not easily swayed. Besides this rejection, it's not about making them feel bad or making them crawl back. It's about showing that you're strong, centered, and not easily swayed by what other people say. This approach won't guarantee that they'll change how they act, but it will guarantee that you will change how you act, making you stronger, more centered, and ready to handle whatever comes next with grace and poise. 6. Show them they're wrong. Number 6. Show them they're wrong. The art of rejection isn't just about showing other people they're wrong, it's also about showing yourself what you can really do. It has to do with changing. Don't put fuel for growth in it. Let's say someone doesn't believe you can do a certain task or skill. Now is your chance to get better at that. Not to get their approval, but to push yourself further. Learn as much as you can. You will get so good at it that you won't even believe it if you keep practicing. The doubters aren't going to get a big surprise here. It's about building a strong wall of confidence and competence in a quiet way. Now think about how your actions, not your words, will affect people. You don't have to tell everyone about your plans or progress. Say what your results say. If people think you're not creative, do something that shows how creative you are. If someone calls you uncommitted, let your consistent actions show them what you mean. This quiet revolution of self-improvement isn't a fight against how other people see you. It's a quest for personal excellence. The story people tell about you changes when you change. This is the essence of proving them wrong, using each note as a way to get to a fuller, more interesting life. 8. Get ahead in social circles. Number 8. Get ahead in social circles. Imagine that no one is paying attention to you in a room. This is where your hidden chance is, as Stoics teach us. Times of rejection can be used to make us better people. This isn't about climbing a social ladder. Instead of looking for approval, work on improving yourself and getting involved in your community. It's about moving up the ladder of personal growth. Working out, trying new hobbies, or moving up in your career aren't just things you have to do. They're tools you can use to make yourself stronger and more resilient. You might want to share your journey, not to get praise, but to connect with other people. When you talk about your hobbies or accomplishments, use them to connect with people who can relate to your story. This isn't a plan to get people to follow you. It's a genuine attempt to find people with similar values by volunteering or networking. You're not just making your resume any longer, you're putting together a web of important connections. Stoic philosophy, which says that personal growth and doing good for others go hand in hand, is where this way of thinking comes from. As you raise your social standing, the intention is very important. It's not a quest for fame. There are steps you can take to become a better person. Every move you make should be a step in the right direction. This shift in perspective is very important because it has a positive effect on the whole community. It isn't about being seen. You can see your own growth and help other people grow at the same time. This Stoic way of thinking is very useful in today's world. It can turn the wave of rejection into a powerful wave of positive change. 9. Pretend they're not there. Number 9. Pretend they're not there. If someone is ignoring you, sometimes the best thing you can do is be quiet. It's not about being cold or small. Remember to keep your own peace. Let someone ignore you if they want to. Do not bother trying to get their attention, or start a conversation instead. Turn your attention to something else. In a social setting, like a party. This could mean going to someone who enjoys being with you. Bring up the subject. Their understanding that your worth is not based on what other people say about you is what it's all about. In situations where you have to talk to this person, be professional and keep conversations short and to the point without getting too personal. This isn't about being there for them. It's about being there for yourself and keeping things businesslike. You are not making room for drama that isn't needed. It means I'm here for the important stuff, not the play. This way of doing things helps you keep your mind on what's important, which keeps you grounded and unaffected by indifference. In the end, if the disregard continues, take advantage of the power of leaving. This is not a loss. It's a retreat for planning. It's about realizing that you should put your energy into things and people that make you happy and help you grow. You're not just getting past someone when you decide not to get into a one-sided fight. You're moving toward more positive experiences, better chances, and a calmer state of mind. Your reaction to someone not caring is not a sign of defeat. It shows how strong and proud you are of yourself. 10. Don't say anything to them. Number 10. Don't say anything to them. It's not about getting the upper hand to stay quiet when no one cares. It has to do with keeping your pride. Stoicism teaches us that silence should not be used to hurt or trick others, but as a way to think about ourselves and take control of our emotions. If someone ignores you and you don't say anything back, use that time to think about yourself. Now is the time to figure out how you feel. Sort through your thoughts and get clear. The goal is not to punish the other person. It's about keeping your peace of mind. There is a huge chance for personal growth in this silence. There's no need to shut down. It's about letting yourself in. Stoicism, enlightening, tells us to think about our virtues, our values, and how we want to interact with the world during these times. We can ask ourselves, why does this bother me? What does this teach me? How can I get bigger? Being quiet like this is helpful, not harmful. Now is the time to strengthen your character and make sure that your actions are in line with your values. Do not speak up unless you are sure it is the right thing to do for your own well-being and clarity. It's a choice not to do things that are beneath you, like lying, getting back at someone, or being petty. Choose not to respond instead, which is a sign of stoicism and a call for moderation and self-control. You're not just ignoring them. You're paying close attention to yourself, focusing on your own journey and living up to the Stoic ideal of calmness in the face of trouble, are all things you can practice. 11. When people don't care about you, don't beg for attention. Number 11. When people don't care about you, don't beg for attention. To be stoic, you shouldn't try to get attention. You should be sure of your own independence and sense of self-worth. If someone ignores you, that doesn't mean you need to perform brighter to get their attention. It's instead a chance to look inside and remind yourself of how valuable you are. Stoicism teaches us that other people's attentions shouldn't swing our sense of self-worth. It's about having a strong sense of self-worth and not letting anyone change your mind. Follow your interests and passions with a heart full of independence to make someone see what they're missing. It's not about showing off. Figure out what you bring to the table for yourself. Do the things that make you happy. Make friends with people who like you. And work on living a life that makes you proud. This is not an act of passivity. It means being fully present in your own life. Being so involved in your own growth and happiness makes the need for approval from other people seem less important. Instead of trying to get short-lived attention, you should focus on investing in yourself and making a life that you're happy with no matter what other people think. Let your self-assurance and confidence come from the things you've done well and grown as a person, not something you do to impress other people. Being stoic isn't just a way to deal with being turned down. Focusing on what really matters is the key to getting past it, your own path to growth and happiness. It helps you become more determined and learn more about your own worth. When you face rejection. Number 12. Even when people don't care about you, be kind but emotionally distant. Pick to be kind in response. But keep your emotional world strong. It's not about being cold. It's about keeping your peace of mind. It's normal to feel hurt or angry when someone ignores you. Stoicism, on the other hand, tells us not to react to these situations with anger or sadness, but to calmly smile, greet someone politely, or just wish them a good day. But don't do it with any expectations on you. Your kindness is a present, not a deal. Building walls is not the same thing as keeping your emotional distance. It has to do with making lines. It means realizing that you can only control what you do and not how other people react. Being this far away doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong and respect yourself. You can choose not to let someone else's actions affect how you feel by being kind, but not attached. You mean I don't want to let your lack of interest throw off my balance. This method does more than just keep you safe. It gives you power. Being kind and not caring about other people is a powerful example of Stoic wisdom through this path. It gives you the ability to treat others with grace while still being true to your own feelings. You show respect for yourself and others by doing this. It also shows how mature and smart you are. This way, when people turn you down in life, you don't feel hurt or angry, but instead have a strong sense of inner peace and worth. Number 13. If someone ignores you, don't show that you're having a hard time. It can be very tempting to show how hard things are for you. Stoicism, on the other hand, teaches us how to keep our cool. You shouldn't act like everything is okay. It's about being strong on the inside. It's not a trick to act like you're not affected. It shows how stable you really are inside. Keep living your life with the same drive and determination you had before. It's not a show for other people. It's a sign of how strong you are. This method isn't about hiding how you feel. Let them know you see them, but don't let them run your ship. Keep your cool and trust your own judgment. The point is to take charge of what you can, what you do, how you react, and how you act. You're not just showing off your strength when you go on with your life, with confidence. You're telling yourself that again. It's a subtle but strong way to say that. Your sense of self-worth is separate from what other people do or say. By keeping your problem a secret, you're basically following the Stoic philosophy of emotional strength. It's not about hiding how you feel. It's about dealing with them in a way that keeps your pride and honor as a sign of your wisdom and honesty. It shows that you're rooted in your own character and not swayed by outside events. When someone turns you down, your response is seen by everyone. It's a mirror that shows how strong and stable you are. We went on a journey through the twists and turns of reverse psychology together and learned 13 powerful lessons on how to use rejection to your advantage. Remember that every no new face is a step toward becoming stronger. A lesson in being heroic, showing us how to use our inner strength. Now I want you to challenge yourself to use these ideas in your everyday life. Accept rejection not as a setback, but as a chance to learn more about yourself and grow. I can't wait to hear your triumph stories, so click that button to subscribe. Please click the bell and leave a comment below. If you can't think of what to say, share your journey, your good times, and even your bad times to show that you've made it through our session. Just type strength in adversity. Your participation in this community keeps it going and helps us become smarter, more understanding, and most importantly, better at turning every problem into an opportunity. We should learn how to be stoic and strong together,